After years of neglect by Wizards of the Coast, Goblins in 2020 finally get some new cards. But have they gone too far? What is up, my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. It's Mog Monday here on Cool Stuff. Those who don't know, Mog Monday, every Monday on stream I play Goblins. Well, right now Goblins is the new hotness in Historic, to the point of people whispering for possible bans. They're going to ban a Goblin, maybe? What Goblin is that? Well, Conspicuous Snoop is great and all right? Not as good in Historic because there's no Boggart Harbinger or Kiki Jiki. But in Historic, it's all about Muxus, Goblin Grandee, a new card from the Jumpstart set. Now, Jumpstart's kind of a weird promotional product, kind of like an introductory sort of. It's a cross between like an introductory starter pack and a commander deck. And Muxus, Goblin Grandee, not legal in Modern, not legal in Pioneer or Standard, legal in Legacy and Vintage, and also Historic. And Muxus has been tearing it up in Historic. This card is unbelievably good. Muxus Goblin Grandee, 6 mana for a 4/4 legendary Goblin Noble. When Muxus enters the battlefield, reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put all Goblin creature cards that mana cost 5 or less onto the battlefield, and that's insane. All right, but wait, Billy Mays Magic is a Magic 2019 and 2020 design. But wait, there's more. Whenever Muxus attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other Goblin you control. So this card is literally Goblin Ringleader, Goblin Lackey, and Goblin Piledriver all at the same time. That's pretty good. And the Goblin decks in Historic have basically morphed into Turbo Muxus decks, where the goal is just to play this card as soon as possible and as often as possible. You'll see our list here. I've been playing this list on the ladder for a little bit now. Made it up to Mythic with it. I couldn't sleep one night, so I was just battling away. And I think we have a pretty good list here. It's very good for the mirror as well as other matchups. We're just trying to cast Muxus. There are no Goblin Ringleaders in the main deck. Only a couple Goblin Matrons. It's not your typical kind of grind them out, nickel and dime Goblin deck. This is almost like a Goblin aggro combo deck where we are just trying to cast Muxus. Muxus puts into play usually some sort of haste effect, be it Goblin Warchief, which helps to reduce the cost of Muxus, or Goblin Chieftain, and then you attack and you kill your opponent for 1,000,000. The advantage you gain from Muxus is like Goblin Ringleader times 50, basically, because you not only get all the cards, but you get all the tempo as well from playing them all for free. Now, this list is heavily tuned towards beating the mirror, which is very, very popular on Magic Arena right now in Historic. One of the top decks in the format. We are doing so by playing 4 copies of Goblin Chainwhirler, which has a little bit of extra text we're going to get to in a minute. But for the most part, most of the Goblin cards are here. We're not really small balling too much. Only playing 2 copies of Goblin Matron. No main deck Goblin Ringleaders. We're not playing Krenko, a popular card in some Goblin decks, because Krenko is only really good with a Warchief in play. And as far as bigger plays go, we're looking at Muxus. We don't need to make 400 Goblin tokens to win the game. If we Muxus into a Warchief and some other Goblins, we're going to be fine. We're probably going to win that game. So no Krenkos here. Just a real simple list. We have Skirk Prospector and the underrated Wily Goblin to give us some extra mana to ramp into our Muxus, as well as the aforementioned Goblin Warchief. Conspicuous Snoop, the other new Goblin from the year 2020, is here as a good 2-drop, good card advantage engine. Goblin Instigator to make some tokens. Gempalm Incinerator to kill some stuff and draw some cards. But again, our purpose is Muxus. Now, a couple cool innovations here. Phyrexian Tower. This is a classic old land from Urza's something or other. And this card's really good. So Phyrexian Tower does 2 things for us. One, it's an Ancient Tomb. It's a land with taps for 2 mana. So we can sacrifice that Wily Goblin and cast Muxus a turn early, which is all we're trying to do is cast Muxus. So it's perfect. And it's also a black source for our light black splash. You may notice we have Blood Crypt and Dragonskull Summit in our mana base. This is a very, very easy black splash. We'd be playing Phyrexian Tower even if we were mono red. So very easy splash here to facilitate our sideboard cards. Get to that in 1 second. We're also playing 2 copies of Forgotten Cave, not a very common thing you see in these lists. We got to make all our land drops. We want to cast Muxus as soon as possible. And if that means making land drops 1-6 and casting it while they kill all our creatures, we got to make those land drops. But don't want to flood either. So Forgotten Cave, don't have many 1-drops. We can kind of snip that one in on turn 1 or cycle it later if we're flooding. But it allows us to play 25 lands without too much downside and 1 castle is a little extra value. But the black splash of a sideboard is very, very interesting. We get 3 copies of Call of the Death Dweller. Now this, of course, combos with Goblin Chainwhirler to kill all of your opponent's creatures. One-sided Plague Wind. You return the Goblin Chainwhirler, give it Death Touch, and it kills everything. Now, in matchups like the Mirror or creature matchups, mono red, things like that, your creatures are going to die. And Call gets it back, Plague wins them, you win the game. But we also have ways to sacrifice Goblin Chainwhirler too. We can sacrifice it to Skirk Prospector, or even better, we can sack it to the tower, get 2 mana towards our Call of the Death Dweller, and do that. So that's our plan against any creature deck. We're not main decking it because our main deck plan is to be as linear as possible, and then post-board that can come in. For our opponents not playing creatures, we get to cut all 4 of our Chainwhirlers, and we get to move into Goblin Ruinblaster against Field of the Dead decks, control decks, things like that. We can also bring in some Ringleaders if our Wily Goblins and Gempalms aren't going to be too impressive either. A couple of other nice little things here. We get Grafdigger's Cage, the Kethis 4-color graveyard combo deck, pretty popular right now. I've played against it a lot in the last 2 days. Got to have a bullet against them because they are pretty good and pretty powerful. And 3 copies of Agonizing Remorse. So now, why Remorse over a card like Duress, which sees much more play, much more efficient? It's all about the mirror. All right. Agonizing Remorse can hit Muxus, and Duress cannot. And there are only a few ways to deal with Muxus, kind of like the problem we see in Pioneer with the Mirror Inverter. If you're not playing discard, you're not playing counter spells, you're at the mercy of your opponent's deck. And we would like to have some way to interact with Muxus and stop it before it starts, because it's basically unbeatable once it gets going. So that's the deck. I'm pretty happy with this list. It's pretty well tuned. Again, we're Mythic, Historic, and let's go. But first, quick word from our sponsors at CoolStuffInc.com.
CoolStuffInc.com now has their own branded sleeves. These sleek, matte finished sleeves will keep all standard size cards safe and protected. Get yours today at CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, round 1. Let's go. Turbo Mux. I'm going to wear my Pile Driver shirt for the occasion. A little bonus Mod Monday content here. Remember, our goals here, cast Muxus as early and often as possible. Also, mulligan 1-land hands that have Castle Embereth as the only land. Sure. This is fine. We're going to keep this. Forgotten Cave is a little awkward, but we're going to ship a Snoop here. I would like Prospector and Matron for Muxus, and the Warchief's pretty good. Snoop's a little redundant, and we kind of need lands, so... A little awkward, obviously, to have the cave here on 1, but if it was a spell, we'd also be sad, so... Turn 1, Knight of the Ebon Legion. Interesting. Alright, we draw a mountain. I think I'm still interested in Forgotten Cave on turn 1 to try and guarantee a Warchief on 3. If they're playing a vampire deck, the card Sorin could be a little annoying, I suppose, but... Hey! In a stunning turn of events, they kept a 1-land hand. Alright, so 1 black, bunch of cards. Snooping here exposes our Snoop, but a lot of times Snoop's kind of like Dark Confidant, where it make them waste the turn to deal with it, so they're not going to. So they're going to Zealot, they're going to draw, can't attack, we draw. Chainwhirler on top. So I think with the Snoop here, you almost always want to take your card, unless you specifically need to race. So if we're playing against a combo deck of some kind and we have to kill them as fast as possible, you can cast the Warchief here. But otherwise, we're going to take every opportunity for a free card, and it's a pretty good card to play on curve. Kill their Zealot. Attack for 2. Killing Zealot is very good against Sorin. It's sacrifice fodder for the free lightning helixes. And we're looking pretty good here. So they obviously kept the 1-lander of multiple Zealots. Makes sense. Another land on top. I think we're making the same play. But we could play a Warchief this turn. But we're not really setting up for anything. I think I'd rather just play another Chainwhirler, kill a Zealot, and play Prospector as well and get set up for the next street. So we're also attacking for a solid amount here too, so cannot deny that. And we still have Matron and Warchief, so playing a Muxus in 2 turns should not be too hard. In fact, we could actually cast Muxus next turn if we sacrifice our entire board. Don't know if we're going to want to do that, but It's always important to keep aware of your options. Skirk Prospector, a very good card. I love this card. So innocent, so simple. Another Knight, sure. And an Aetherborn, sure. I almost said it. I was going to say, we get a Muxus on top, and apparently we can. Playing Warchief first is too difficult. It would require too many sacrifices, so just do it. We'll sack the Snoop, I think. I could sack Prospector, actually. But sure. Opponent sees the writing on the wall. It's pretty clear what Muxus does, and it's pretty hard to beat it. So our opponent's playing a creature deck. So that means we're going to be employing our Call of a Death Dweller strategy against them. In these kind of matchups, I like to cut the Chieftains because we're not really trying to kill them quickly. We are fully capable of grinding them out. We have a Plague Wind in our deck. We have Muxus. So shave a couple of those, bring them to Death Dwellers, and then usually shave maybe one copy of Wily Goblin. We're not in a huge rush here. And we have a killer combo. We have a top end. We've got removal spells and blockers, so pretty happy about this. Okay. Not a great hand. Our opponent has Mulligan, though, and we can lean on a Snoop a little bit, too, I think. We're going to keep this hand. Snoop is obviously, a gas factory. Can pump out some stuff, forces them to kill it. If they kill our Snoop on sight, it can be a little annoying, but Chainwhirler is not bad. Chainwhirler is not bad. Our opponent's stuck on one land again. Ooh, Disfigure. Alright, sure. Which figure? Alright. Another one-lander from our opponent. Also, one of the hidden benefits of Forgotten Cave is you can clear your top card with Conspicuous Snoop, which is kind of cool, too. So, not a very fun first game there. Opponent just kept 2 one-landers in a row. We'll take it, though. We'll take it. 1-0. And some, a little bit of gold for our trouble. A little bit of gold for our trouble. Remember, folks, every video I do here on CoolStuffInc.com, if you're watching it on YouTube, there's always a companion article to the video on CoolStuffInc.com proper, where there's always free content every single weekday. I do a video article on Monday. I do a written article on Friday. Hop on over to CoolStuffInc.com. Check out the article that goes with this video. I talk about the deck, things I like, things I didn't like, and so on and so forth. Just good reading, Good reading. CoolStuffInc.com. Also check out my article from last Friday, where I go over White Weenie in Standard as a solution to a Temur Reclamation Menace. Check it out. On the play. And pretty good hand here. Pretty good hand. Wily Goblin. Not a very good card. But neither is Lotus Petal, unless you're ramping into something silly. And Muxus certainly is something silly. So, pretty easy keep here. We have Goblin on 2, Goblin on 3, and Muxus on 4. And a Matron is a backup copy of Muxus if we need it. Alright, let's go. Opponent keeps 7. Maybe they'll play a second land. Maybe. Just maybe. Or nothing at all. Temple of Plenty. I would guess a Field of the Dead deck, but not sure offhand. Don't know what deck would play Temple of Plenty. Maybe like a Bant Field deck or some sort of Bant Rampy deck. We'll see. Maybe. Maybe. Alright. Explore. Alright. Would seem like my assumption is correct. The old 4 Explore, 4 Growth Spiral deck. Sure. They're going top. And we're just giving them the old Wily Goblin. Wily Goblin beats. Good news is that main deck Aether Gust is not very good against us because we'll just cast it again next turn. I guess it eats our treasures, but they're shocking. They're playing Migration Bath. And I would say we're like 50-50 to kill him next turn. Even probably more than that, honestly. Just gotta hit one of our 6 haste effects. And that should be more than enough damage with the goblins already in play, as long as we hit something else. That's kind of a silliness of his deck. Like, this card is just so unbelievably good. You know, it's sort of like a Tooth and Nail, where it's just a spell you cast that wins the game on the spot. And, but it costs 6, not 9, you know? Yeah, there you go. You're real dead. Thanks for playing. There is certainly a chance this card is not going to be legal in 2 months. They really pushed the bar on this one. Alright, so Field of a Dead deck means we're going to abandon our Chainwhirler strategy and bring in our 4 Ruinblasters. We're also going to want some Agonizing Remorses. We can shave down on Gempalms to 1. And I'd like to shave 1 more card. We want to keep all of our speed. I want to keep our Chieftains. Matron is honestly a little slow. I could see an argument for cutting a Matron. I can see cutting a land too. We're on the draw. It's kind of forgotten, Gabe. I like being a little greedier on the draw. Cutting a land. 24 lands on the draw seems good to me. We are losing the cycling draw from Gempalms, but I'm happy with this. You saw nothing. You saw nothing, except for this shirt. That's my shirt, Coalesce. The Pile Drivers. Join the Pile Drivers today. Gotta wear your Pile Drivers shirt on Mog Monday. Don't tell anyone it's not actually Monday when I'm recording this, because obviously that would be incredible if I was recording it at the same time you're watching it, but still. Alright, so now we get 4 Goblin Ruinblasters in our deck, which works very well with our Wily Goblins as well. Okay. Interesting choice to do a cycle of a cave on 1. Opponent keeps 7. We're going to keep it. We'll see what our first draw step is. Pretty fair hand here. And they're probably going to have some Wraths in their deck too. We'll see. Or will be. Bottom. Alright, well. That makes life easier for us to play a Prospector. And, we do have the option to play a turn 2 Chieftain if we would like to, but that play is usually reserved for the most unfair of matchups. And they're going to play a turn 2 Field of Ruin. Usually not a land you play until you're like really, done playing lands. That's an interesting one. Alright. We're definitely going to attack. The question is, are you playing Snoop or Instigator? Instigator does more damage, and Snoop has more value later in the game, so I think I'm happy here. I think they have Aether Gust. That is my thought process. Yeah, we're gonna bottom this. It's fine, but we have other 2-drops, so we're not really in any huge rush here. So I guess they have a tap land, and they just wanted a Gust. Might have multiple Gusts here. I would say the line of like Gust on 2, Gust on 3, tap land is a pretty reasonable opening. Sort of like ramping, but not. Warchief. Is Warchief better than Chieftain given the current board state? Warchief would allow for Chieftain and Snoop next turn. And they can't... I guess they could play Shadow of a Sky in theory, but... Yeah, I'm pretty happy with Warchief here. Let it rip. They go land Shadow of a Sky here. I might cycle this Cave in response by making a red. Very awkward... oh my god. That's a lot of colorless lands from our opponent. That was also a really good draw. So let's pay 2 life and Agonizing Remorse here and see what's going on in their hand. Their hand is Rejuvi, Golos, Hallowed Fountain. So unfortunately, our Remorse is almost worthless in that it cannot actually take any... Can't keep them off of anything. Golos is quite good here. We are attacking for a significant amount, though. We're playing Chieftain and attacking for 7. It's probably just a Rejuvenator. Golos goes and gets a green source. I guess they can't double Rejuvenator, but they also can field us, too. Now we played a non-basic. Yeah, I would rather them not go double Rejuvenator, so let's take a Rejuvenator. We'll play Chieftain and get in. Already play a land, right? Alright, so they're at 9. They do get to go to 7 and play a Golos, which will have to get a green source. And Golos is big. It's got a pretty big booty there. I guess they're just dead, right? We just have hasters. Doesn't even matter. Sure. The extra shock really hurts too. Having to shock to cast Golos, we just play Snoop and kill them. It'll be exact damage. So, kind of an uneventful game. Our hand was fine. They had a gust. Stuff happened. We didn't cast Muxus or anything, but part of the allure of this deck is that we're not that far off from a normal Goblin deck in our kind of beatdown capacity. So, yeah, let's take a look too. Just see what's up, you know? Take a little looky-loo. And get him. No good blocks here. It's exactly 7. Alright, so obviously an awkward hand from our opponent. We'll take that. We'll take that. 2 and 0. Alright, let's run it back. So far our opponents have not run super well, but you know, playing a deck that can kill on turn 4 is definitely good for punishing that, so. Opponent is on the play and is mulliganed. I'm going to keep this hand. Partly in the back of Phyrexian Tower. This hand by itself, if we just draw a land, can cast Muxus on turn 5, as well as playing Chainwhirler to slow them down in the mid-turns, which Chainwhirler is very good at doing. And if we draw a land, it's worst case Muxus on 5. If we draw spells, great. Our opponent also mulliganed, and we're on the draw. So it doesn't look very good, but Muxus is just that good. So let's draw 1 drop, even better. Now I might have Muxus on turn 3 here. So that's right. I mean, we could have it on turn 3. But Transcendent Envoy, some sort of weird aura deck? That's interesting. Daybreak Coronet wasn't a jumpstart, right? Tessin Champion. For 1, sure. Wily Goblin. Okay. So we got Muxus next turn, which is pretty cool. Just play Wily Goblin, I guess. So we're going to play some auras. We're going to play Muxus. I don't know what lifelink auras exist in Historic, honestly. I mean, all the glitters is, that's a beater, sure. Sentinel's Eyes, sure. I mean, go on. That's pretty good, too. If they attack all out, we have a good chance to kill them, I hope. Okay. Let's trample anyway. We can't do anything, so sure. Playing Goblin Instigator has no tangible benefit, so just mana neutral doesn't really help us. Oh my god, I played the wrong land. Doesn't actually matter, I guess. Yeah, it's just strictly worse, but alright, I oopsied. It doesn't actually change that much. We were still sacrificing the Goblin. Now we're just not going to have a treasure to go with it. Which is my bad, but what are you going to do? It happens. Muxy. I think having Vigilance is also pretty big, so we can't just kill them, probably. Alright. We might just be dead. Our top card is a Wily Goblin. We did not hit any hasters. I guess we can block on the ground. They have any way to pump this, we're just dead. Yeah, it might just get us here. We Mux again. It would require sacrificing our entire board. Just Muxing again. That's probably not good. We Mux again, and it stinks is that now that not having that mana really hurts us. I guess we have to, right? There's no way to have an aura to put them us and kill us in the air next turn. And any blocks would be devastating anyway, so alright, yeah, I'll just do it. Sack Mux. Sack Token. Sack this. Sack Snoop. Why is the clock still going? Can't go any faster. 3-sack Prospector. Try again. You know, like Chieftain, some goblins. Oh my god. Alright, so we got a Warchief. And now we can play a Instigator. And I feel like they have to block. We'll probably still die to the testing champion, but 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's not quite enough. They block the Envoy. Oh, I should have left back a... I screwed up. I should have left back a couple Chainwhirlers. We're not going to kill him here. And they got to block this anyway. And we could have blocked the champion and killed him again. Yeah, I screwed up. I screwed this game up like 5 different ways. Well, they had God's willing anyway, so it didn't actually matter. But, alright, so, yeah, we're dead. Okay. So, that's a very, very linear strategy that seems to line up well against us. Let's see what we can do against that. We can bring in our Death Dwellers, and that'll kill our stuff. And should probably cut the slower things. I guess the Matrons can go. I think Gempalm's gonna... I guess on the play, Gempalm's a lot better. So it's kind of weird, because, like... They're kind of like almost like a combo creature deck. So we want to cast Muxus as fast as possible to kind of like get them. Like if their hand wasn't as good that game, or we were on the play, we would have won that game for sure. So we want to be fast. We also need to be interactive too. We can cut a land, I guess. I don't want to cut Prospector. Cutting Snoop is not unreal. I probably can't kill it though. I'm not going to land. Typically, in post-sideboard games, things tend to slow down in most cases because both players are bringing in better interaction for their opponent's strategy. So when the game slows down, it's not as much about just making your land drops and killing them. It's definitely not a great hand, but this might actually be a Warchief on 2 kind of game. We'll see. I don't know. Ooh, boy. I guess Wily Goblin's the same thing as Instigator. As far as casting Muxus on turn 3. Yeah. Alright. I mean, any land and we're casting Muxus next turn. Rather stack the Wily Goblin and a token than have 2 tokens. Of course Spirit Dancer's back. Oh, well. Alright. Is it good enough to beat this? Hello. Not too shabby. And I can play another Warchief off of these. Turn 3 on the play. I guess they weren't dead because they could have blocked, but they were like pretty dead. You know? Some raw power. Raw power indeed. Okay. Not a very good hand. Opponent mulligans. They're not really going to kill our creatures, so we're kind of a little more reliant on Prospector or Phyrexian Tower to get the Chainwhirler into the graveyard. So in the absence of any of them, any sack outlet or Chainwhirler, call's not great. And we have 2 3-mana lords and some lands and not much going on. We're going to mulligan here. That's better. Now, given that I don't think they have any way to impede us from playing Muxus, we're just going to bin the bottom one here. Alright, let me get to most likely cycle the cave too. We'll see what our next draw or 2 is, but could have Hushbringer, I guess. Hushbringer would turn off our Mux. Or we'll just do it again, I guess. It's not a very complicated combo, you know? Essence training, you got it. Make that 2/2 flyer. Somebody wants to... Chainwhirler. And they're not attacking? Wow, that is fear. Pure fear. Yeah, we're just going for it. We could, like, Chainwhirler and, like, wait a turn, but... Hello. Just a Warchief and a Prospector, so not the best of all time, that's for sure. Or a Chieftain and a Prospector. Still going to attack for a whole bunch here. And now we're drawing to Call a Deathblower to wrap their board. Muxus is still very large. Don't know what auras there are to give things... Oh my god, it's pretty good. What auras there are to give things... Lifelink? We're going to sack this and cycle this cave. Oh my god. Jeez. They're not attacking? Are they insane? What a crazy person. How do you not attack? Alright. Well, let's try and one-shot us? So you go, I guess. There are many pants on this this envoy here. Alright, that's 15. This is like some real modern level gameplay here. Just two ships totally passing in the night. Alright, so we kind of bricked on our Mux. Maybe we should have waited a turn. But I don't know what would have got much better for us. So, all in Boggles deck. We have no good answers for you. If we had some like eliminates in our sideboard or something like that, that would really help. But obviously our damage-based removal can't really touch a 24-26. So, we'll take it. They got us. Boggling away over there. 2-1. Alrighty. A Triome. Alright, we're gonna castle here. Like a little, like, you know, mini, not like a bluff, but like just saying, like, hey, maybe we're short on lands, you know? Alright, they're gonna play some sort of Jeskai control deck. We're gonna Instigator here. Snoop is pretty bad against Teferi, and Snoop obviously has more value later. Okay. Forgotten Cave looking pretty good there. Could have Deafening Clarion available to them. Instigator on top? Sure. Binning a Big Teferi. Almost forgot Big Teferi existed. Feels like so long ago. Alright, well, there's a Deafening Clarion. This is gonna resolve. Let's cycle the cave. Gempalm Incinerator. Alright, so Snoop number 2. Goblin on top. Oh, there's a Goblin on top. A large one at that. Search for Inscanna bidding Interplanar Beacon. So obviously saying they have a lot of Planeswalkers on their deck. There's one. Fortunately, Gempalm Incinerator cannot target Planeswalkers like Munitions Expert can. We do have a Castle Embereth in play though, so killing this Teferi should not be too difficult. Top card is Wily Goblin. It's kind of cute because we can still activate the castle. Alright. Well, if they have some sort of seal away or something, we can't kill Teferi if they have it anyway, so we're just going to do it like this and do it like this. Works for me. Pretty good board here. I mean, this Wily Goblin was free, and I would love them to play a Wrath of God so I can untap and play Muxus. The Mux Father. Big Daddy Muxus. Narset Parter Veils not tapping Interplanar Beacon. Probably a mistake. Fairy Time Raveler. So they have 2 mana up here, but we don't care. There's also a Warchief on top too, so if this resolves, I might just kill them. So Looking good. Oh my god.
Interesting technique.
I would like to attack you with lots of things. You. Just a one-card combo. Forget Splinter Twin. How about a one-card combo? So, playing into control deck here, we have to cut all of our Chainwhirlers. Yeah, they're not bad at like poking Planeswalkers, and we're going to bring in our Ruinblasters and Ringleaders and shave down on Gempalms to 1. I always like keeping 1 in case they have like Baneslayer or something like that. I don't think I want Agonizing Remorse. This is more for like things we can't handle, combos and stuff like that. Our ability to grind with Muxus and Ringleader and so on and so forth is pretty good. Snoop. So it could be a spot to cut some Wily Goblins, actually. We're not really racing against them. We're kind of just like trying to play our game. So you could do like cut like 2 Goblins and leave in a couple Chainwhirlers. Because Chainwhirlers aren't too bad at pressuring Planeswalkers. You can finish off a Teferi or something like that. Yeah, I might actually just cut all the Wily Goblins. Leaves us kind of low on early drops. Let's go 2 and 2. Actually, I guess Goblin is really good with Ruinblaster. Let's do 2 and 2. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, honestly. It's possible they're gonna bring a card like Baneslayer Angel or something, but we have the one Gempalm, so pretty sure we can overpower Baneslayer anyway. The sick part of Muxus is the fact that it gets so big immediately. Like if it was just a 3/3 or a 4/4 and didn't become like a 14/14 that had to be blocked the turn you cast it, it'd be much less egregious. But that's just how I design Magic cards these days. So, all right, so good draw there. Instigator really makes our hand much more palatable. We got Tower too for a possible surprise Muxus out of nowhere. Very Time Rattler. Plussing too. All right, we're gonna we'll take a shot at the Teferi, I guess. I mean, they can like instant speed Wrath us or something next turn, but
time for Plan B.
they're gonna bin a Baffling End, sure. That implies they're more of a tap out control deck than a. All right, they definitely have Deafening Clarion. It's not even close. Close on Chainwhirler there, finishing off the Teferi, but all right. So I would send it all at Teferi, actually. I'm pretty sure we're getting Clarion, but in case they have like a Seal Away or something, we'll just see what they do. Okay. We cast Matron this turn. We're setting up for Muxus next turn, which I like a lot. So we can Matron for like a Ringleader and like set up for that. Playing Chainwhirler is not bad, but maybe just Chainwhirler. I also can't Snoop and Chainwhirler next turn. I'm going to play Chainwhirler. We're not really in a spot to just like jam against them. I don't want to just like play this as soon as possible, sacrificing resources. So let's just keep small balling and see what they do.
Let's try this.
That's pretty good. I don't want to walk into a Wrath. This could also possibly answer a Azcanta later on. We'll just attack the Teferi and see what happens, I think. Brazen Borrower? Okay. I think I like Snoop Matron here. Also, see what is on top, too. Another Mux. Alright, well, now, do I want to shuffle now? I still think I do. Just get a Ringleader. Brazen Borrower is very unexpected. It's not seem very good. I get a Ringleader. Just get the classic. It's more mana. It's more easier on the mana. You can play into a counterspell possibly. I'm gonna hold this Ruinblaster for the Escantha, I think.
This might be a bad idea.
Here it is, Summit. Okay, I like the idea of attacking Teferi with just these and seeing what they do. Again, trying to play around an instant speed Clarion or Wrath. Does stink to know our top card is alright, sure, it's your Shadow of Sky. I also hate just like playing Muxus right now, honestly. Like, we could play Ringleader, but Muxus currently doesn't have haste. It'll definitely resolve. It's worth a bunch of cards. Kind of forces them to have another Wrath. And they're almost out of gas anyway. It's like if this card has to be a Wrath. And if it is, you still have tons of gas. I like this. Blasters, not the greatest of all time, but still really, really good. Because they've been a land, they got 4 cards now. Let's see what's up. Also, Shadow will draw a card. They're going to bounce the Muxus. And play Sarkhan the Masterless. That is an interesting turn of events. Sarkhan's on 2. Interesting. We're just gonna ship, right? Like, yeah, I mean, just play the Goblin. Obviously, we can't attack with our one toughness creatures, but we just hit a Lord, and they're all good to go. So, or just hit everything in the entire universe. Now we attack them with everything. They have to block this. They take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's pretty good. Can play... Yeah, this is fine. Alright. Go get him. I guess if they have a shock, it'd be pretty devastating. But, I don't think they're playing shock. Would be pretty funny, though. Would be pretty funny. Alright, so now, I mean, there's a 2. We have a million things in play. We have 2 haste creatures in our hand. Yeah. Sarkhan is basically worthless at this point. Can attack for 4 if they want to, but... Well, I found Deafening Clarion, but Big Daddy Mux here. Still kicking. Still kicking. Alright. 3-1. 3-1. Yeah, I mean, the ability to grind, the ability to be aggressive and grind so well is, like, pretty insane. The fact that you, not only are you grinding well, but you also have a 6-mana 1-card combo that wins the game on the spot most of the time. Puts control decks in a real awkward spot. Alright, this is a game we'll see the power of Phyrexian Tower, most likely. Really, really good card. One of Mulligan's to 5. Yawgmoth is dead, and his citadels lie empty. But there will always be some who seek power at any price. That wasn't really Karn's voice, was it? I didn't know he said it. I didn't like, read the end before the beginning. Karn's more like, please stop. Turn 1, Pelt Collector. Interesting. Alright, old Wily G. So we're 1 short of Muxus on 3 here, but turn 4 is also pretty good. Playing a Chainwhirler in the meantime. We'll see. Hopefully we'll see our Death Dweller sideboard strategy come into play here. I was about to say, a lot of pressure on them to have a 2-drop. Chainwhirler is going to look pretty good here. Kind of forgot how ridiculous Goblin Chainwhirler was. How ubiquitous this card was in Standard. Like, you just couldn't have your deck fold to this card, you know? Alright. There's the old, the big Mux. So we got black off of this. It's time. And by that I mean it's turn 4. Alright, so we're going to search for a Gempalm Incinerator and probably kill them. So we have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yep, they're just dead. So we get a Gempalm. We're going to move to combat, attack, full control, trigger that, resolve that trigger. Prospector sacrificing the Matron and sacrificing the Prospector. Cycle Gempalm, deal 4 to this. And they got no blocks, and we're dealing them 17, 18, 19. Just a turn 4 kill. No big deal. No big deal. We cast, what, 3 spells this game? Pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so again, creature matchup. We're going to be focusing on our Death Dealer plan. Bring 3 of those in. We're going to cut 2 Goblin Chieftains. And probably a Wily Goblin or a land. I think a land of a draw is fine. Don't got to change much, you know. Once again, in a creature matchup, we're not really focused on trying to like race them. We just want to build up a huge advantage. We can wrap their entire team. Yeah, looks great. Unless they have counter spells or discard, they can't stop the big Mux. It's just going to be cast eventually, so. Alrighty, on the draw. It's not great. It's not great. As I was saying earlier, we're going to make all our land drops here. We did board a land out, so we're down to 24, and they are keeping 7. Of course, the good news is we have black mana and Chainwhirler, so we're very live for a Call of the Death Dwellers. I think I might have begrudgingly keep. Maybe wrong, but we're on the draw. Draw 1 land. Our hand's pretty good. Multiple lands. Our hand is quite good. We also have Snoop to like draw some fire, buy some time, and then set up some land draws, hopefully. Now you have another Snoop. Fabled Passage. What's it gonna be? I love the nothing option. It's a play, I think it was Tomohiro Saito made like Pro Tour Yokohama 2006. One of my first Pro Tours, and was playing Evolving Wilds in a control deck, and didn't sacrifice the Evolving Wilds on turn 1 while mana screwed, but stacked it on turn 2, trying to give himself like the 1 extra turn to like inform his draws a little bit. We're getting stomped here for sure, but wow, no. I almost didn't cast this. I was so sure we were getting stomped, but top card Wily Goblin, that looks really good. So we have our 3rd land. We've got our Ferocidon's pretty good. It is a little awkward. We're going to cast this Instigator off the top of our deck, but don't think we can not play a card off the top here. It's just we want to find some lands really bad. So another Snoop. Taking a few hits here. Obviously, Ferocidon can make our Muxus hurt a little more than usual, so we prefer not to take damage if necessary. Maybe like Questing Beast here, so I think we're probably in trouble. Domri's ambush him a Snoop. I mean, could have been worse, you know. Could have been worse. That's their whole turn. I'm not super unhappy about it. We are a little down on mana here, though. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna Chainwhirler. I'm just gonna say go. We can try and triple block this Ferocidon. If they have like an Embercleave or basically anything, we're probably in big trouble, but Questing Beast will do it. That's a really good one. Alright, so we get to kill the Ferocidon at least, which makes our life a little easier. Turns off the or turns our ability to cast Muxus back on. Drew a land, thank God. And now, if we cast Wily Goblin, we are live to possibly play this next turn. Chainwhirler means we can like double block. It could still have Cleave. They have land Cleave or just dead again, but maybe just Snoop Wily Goblin here. Top card's Prospector. Never mind. Let's do that instead. Top card's Call of a Death Dweller. That's a nice one. That is a nice one. I think we sack Instigator here to cast Wily Goblin. Just puts a free treasure in play, basically. These cards aren't blocking anyway, you know. This lines up a Muxus next turn. If they can kill my Prospector, it lines up a Call of a Death Dweller. It sucks that it's like face up, but... Oh, hello. Scavenging Ooze. Here to ruin our day. They're just going to eat it now. But if they tap out, we have one in hand. So we get to sacrifice the Prospector. Let's see what happens here. They've had mana unused for multiple turns, so we don't know if they're going to be able to do much more. Oh, this is going to be great. Alright, they're just going for the eats. Will they go for a third eat and try and blank our card? Oh, they will. I think that's probably a mistake from our opponent. I don't think they're going to lose if we get Death Dweller on my... I guess that's a pretty big oversight by our opponent. So, they're not going to lose the game if we cast Call of a Death Dweller on a Goblin Instigator next turn. And what they've done is they've allowed us to blow them out by having a Chainwhirler in our hand, which is not a good idea. So, we're going to Chainwhirler and sack it for red and then pop off the call. Can I play a Warchief first? No. Let's hit that. Sack it. And get the call going. Now we have an unbelievable blocker too, so it's a first strike Death Toucher. And then next turn's the big Mux Daddy. Could have Muxed that turn too, I guess. We have Warchief, but if we don't kill them, we probably just die in the backswing. So this seems like a much, much safer line. I doubt they have like a large flying dragon. Okay. That's annoying. We should get Gempalm and kill it. Scavenge use again, sure. Probably could have worked on the sequencing there a little bit. Alright. Matron for Gempalm. Attack. We're at 5 going to 4. We need to be a little aware of our life total. Now our top card is a Goblin Instigator. Doesn't really do a ton for us. I guess we just kill the Ferocidon. I don't know if there's a benefit to killing it now as opposed to waiting to their turn. They move to combat. I don't want them to have access to Embercleave, and it makes it harder, so I'll probably just kill it beginning combat anyway. So I'm just like allowing them to have like some sort of a trick. I'm just gonna do it now. And I think we're gonna leave everything. I'm gonna try with the Snoop. I'd be happy with this trade right here. But if they have Embercleave, the Chainwhirler just shuts it down. So we're just gonna wait. We're casting Muxus next turn, so like, just play it safe here. Good old Ferocidon. Forgot that card existed too. Ferocidon and Chainwhirler. The 3-drop duo of mono red. Causing problems everywhere. I mean, they could kill a Prospector here, I guess, and deny us the ability to cast Muxus next turn, but they're attacking. So, I mean, this has got to be Embercleave, I guess. Which doesn't really work out very well for them. This seems really bad. They've got Death Touch. And a Muxus on top, too. I don't even need the Muxus in our hand. Alright, let her rip. Not great, but good enough. Go get him, buddies. Alright, 4-1. Only losing to the Boggles deck. Those Boggles decks always get you. And we are 5 matches in, and I'm not even at an hour yet. So we'll play a few bonus matches. What do y'all think? Play 1 or 2 more. Usually we do 5 matches here on the Monday video on CoolStuffInc.com. But hey, we're having fun. We're having fun. We're getting Quirion Dryads. That card's so cool. Such an old school Magic card. There was a time where Quirion Dryad was the best green 2-drop. It was just a really, really long time ago. Let's do it. Easy game. I am surprised we haven't played a mirror yet. This deck is, as you can see, very, very powerful and very, very good. Hello, opponent. Hello, opponent. Should put Summit there, I think. Knight of the Ebon Legion again? Sure. Instigator action. Be able to buy time to Muxus here. Feeling pretty good. Just gotta make some land drops. Gifted Aetherborn. It's a card. It's a card. Whirler here. I'm gonna just play Goblin Instigator. If they have Sorin on 3 and minus it to put a Vampire in play, then Chainwhirler will finish it off, which is pretty good. So just gonna buy time for the big Mux Daddy here. They have the nuts here. They have the nuts. 1-drop, 2-drop, Sorin into the 4/4. Yep. So they have the Stone Cold nuts. Their best possible opening. And we will make some blocks most likely, or not. We're just making land drops, casting Muxus, so we're feeling pretty good. Finish off with Sorin. Put a decent blocker in play. Just there you go.
Will come for you one day.
Unless they have multiple discard spells, or some way to kill me really fast. Maybe Dragonskull Summit, Embercleave, something. I don't know. Talk to me. What do you got? Sending in the Champion of Dusk. Now, what kind of removal spells do they play? The Knight could have came in, but didn't, because they don't want to pump it. I'm fine with the double block here, I think. Just try and kill some stuff. Just make them use their mana, you know. They use their mana this turn to blow out my double block and not develop their board. I'm happy because we're just building into this anyway. Tapping 3 mana. Murder Strider? Sure, this is great. Their entire turn at the cost of a Chainwhirler and a random token. It's great. And we spike the tower. God, we're so lucky. Better lucky than good, as they say. Turn 5 Mux Daddy. Oh my god, let's do it. Alright, so we are going to send... Obviously, the Aetherborn throws a little bit of a wrench in the plan here. It might still be squad, though. Maybe leave a Chieftain back, but we do like... We have Muxus in our hand again. And then the... yeah, this is great. Just do this. Guess we gotta block the Muxus. I think this thing getting bigger for attacks is an egregious design error. Alright, I guess that was maybe wrong. I don't know, I could have killed him maybe, but that didn't gain life. But if this card wasn't a 15-15 attacker every time, the turn you cast it, it'd be a lot more fair. Be a lot more fair. So, same thing. Dweller's in. Chieftain's out. And one Forgotten Cave out on the draw. It's nice always winning every game, so you always have a draw. I kid. I'm not an arrogant doofus. I'm just me. Too much pile driver in the Ringleader lackey, you know? Too much Billy Mays effect. Maybe that's an article I should write. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. Maybe writing an article called The Billy Mays Effect. The problem with Magic design in the last 2 years, that they just keep putting more abilities on cards when they're already good. Like, Euro would be a great card. Euro Titan of Nature's Wrath. If it didn't gain 3 life, it'd still be really good. You know, like, does it really need to gain 3 life, too? Oh my god, Prospector, too? You should have a turn 3? Oh, boy. Now, they could have discard here. If they have an Agonizing Remorse on turn 2, we're going to be pretty sad. Gifted Aetherborn. Not that sad. So now, we have the ability to just play Warchief or just jam Muxus on 3. We'll see what they do. Reginald. That's a large dinosaur. Yeah, we're just gonna guess. What are we thinking about here? Just get all your cards back anyway, you know? Double Wily Goblin, Chainwhirler, Prospector. Now I could sack some treasures and a Goblin and play Warchief, and then attack for with a large Muxus. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Also makes our next turn like possibly better from makes our top decks better. Yeah, it's gonna be an 8/8, which is just big enough. Definitely not like, not game over yet. It's also the card Witch's Vengeance that exists. That card's really, really good. So that is a peculiar block. I don't really get that one. I don't know why you jump block with your Reggie. Grafdigger, sure. It's pretty good. Still a good board, though. Still a good board. And, just play all our stuff and get in again. I guess we'll trade Mux here for, Aetherborn. I guess we get, like, not. I guess there's no point in trading here, right? Why do I want to trade? Clears the board for my attacks, but like all I have is 1/1s anyways, so just attack like this. They're boarding Cry the Cardinarium in their Vampire deck, and Regisaur. Probably a big sideboard switch. Board out the small creatures. Hey! So they got the Remorse. They're ready for us. They got everything. They got the mass removal, they got the discard spells, but one thing we're unhappy they do have is these castles in play, because we're kind of like hitting that middle part of the game where we're both running out of cards. Bit of a standstill here, but they got nothing in play. We got plenty of time to find another Mux. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. So we got 15, draw 2 cards. Hello, Goblin Matron. Now, interesting, because I don't want to burn my whole board to cast Mux with Mux already in play. I also don't want to leave it in my hand for an Agonizing Remorse, so I think we're going to post-combat Matron here and just trade the Mux with the Aetherborn. Just play a new one. That would require us to, that would require sacrificing everything. Tough choice here. I'm going to risk it in the face of an Agonizing Remorse. Actually, I could sacrifice just the tokens. Maybe we just do it. I'm just going to do it. I wasn't counting the Matron. We could sack everything but Prospector. Yeah, I like that. I should just do it. I don't want to. If we get discard spelled, I'm going to be really, really angry, so. Want to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. I've seen better. 4 lands to the bottom, though. It's funny. They can shuffle those lands back into my deck. Knight Evan Legion, sure. We also have a Chainwhirler in our graveyard, so we're drawing live to a call at any time. Warchief. So Mux is an 8/8. Let's send it. A double up here? Neither taking 8 nor killing 2 4/4s is an enviable play. Now they're taking it, but that's a pretty weird play because they have the castles in play. So it also makes their future champions worse too. You know, I think with me on no cards, having 2 castles, they could just afford to trade off cards and keep drawing cards and staying in the game. But choosing to take 8 here, Forgotten Cave. Cycle that. There she is. Can't stop this. Even if you kill it responsive trigger, still won't do it. We got plans, folks. We got plans. We got plans for all the matchups. We're playing creatures. We got Chainwhirler, Death Dealer for you. Playing not creatures, we just kill you. And get Ruinblasters and stuff too. And we'll do one more. So we're 5-1 right now. Only lost to Boggles. This deck's the real deal, folks. It's pretty fun to play. It's pretty crazy. I do think that it might not be legal in a few months, but if you want to get some ladder rank now, have some fun playing some goblins, now's the time. This deck is real good. Decent hand here. Decent hand. Nothing crazy, but Snoop is good. Very Dark Confidant-esque. You know, it's 2-drop. Can gain a lot of advantage if left unchecked, but if they kill it, just a 2-drop. You know, just a 2-drop, whatever. It's not a major part of your plan. You didn't invest a huge amount into it. Come on, Rick. I know you're getting up in years. Might have lost a step or two, but I still believe in you, right? So I'll remind everyone that on CoolStuffInc.com, you can use promo code Jim5 and get 5% off your order. And you get a free Jim Davis Goblin token. Free. Alright. Options here. Play Snoop, play Instigator. I think I like playing Snoop here, because I would like them to spend their time killing my creature and not developing their board. It's also unlikely they have a Gempalm, so only probably have a few of them. And just get our card advantage online and try and get us to Mux as soon as possible, because we are behind. Because they can Mux on turn 3 here. And that'll probably kill us. Chieftain on top. I think there is somewhat of an argument towards playing Warchief out of our hand, but I also think that getting the Mux on our side is very important, so... I would not trade my Chieftain for these 2 creatures, but I would trade my Snoop for all 3, so I'll attack. Please don't Mux me. It would not be fair if I got Muxed. They got Mux. Karmic Justice here. We've been the Muxer all video, and now we're about to be the Muxie. Maybe they'll miss. Yep. Alright, here we go. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're not going to block. We're just trying to kill him next turn somehow. I don't know how, but... We have Instigator too. 5. Instigator on top. Doesn't really help us though. Chieftain. Yeah, we're probably just dead. Chump blocking does not improve our position at all. So if we Goblin into Chieftain, that would be 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. Not enough to kill them. If our top card is Prospector, can we actually... Yeah, if our top card's Prospector and the Snoop gains the ability to be a Prospector, it still doesn't help. Okay, here we are. We play a Warchief, and we cast Instigator, and we hope that our top card is Prospector, so our Snoop becomes a Prospector, and we can sack for mana and like ritual out stuff and do it. That's not a Prospector. We're dead. We can jump this. I guess we'll lead back 2 blockers, and when we're dead, everything has haste and everything's cheap, so it's almost impossible to not die here, but whatever. Turn 3 Mux is a little hard to beat, as we've been proving all video, so that just kills us by itself, sure. Alright, so yeah, well, we got a sideboard plan. We're going to stick to it. The good thing is that for non-lethal Muxes, we have Call of a Death Dweller and Chainwhirler to mop up. Going to cut our Chieftains. And we're going to bring in our Agonizing Remorses also. I would say we don't want the Matrons. They're too slow. And I would save it. We can also shave... Maybe Wily Goblin? I don't think it's... I guess it's... You know what? I think it's Instigator, actually. Because they're going to have their own Chainwhirlers for sure. I can actually... This is going to sound really weird. I can see cutting all of the Instigators. Because they're so bad against Chainwhirler. And our Gempalms are 2-drop in this matchup because it counts all Goblins in play. I believe that's what I was doing previously when I was doing my little ladder grind with this deck. In that case, do I want the Matrons? I don't think so. Do I want Chieftain over Matron? I think on the play we're going to do this. On the draw, I might want Matron over Chieftain. Because again, like with our sideboard strategy, we're not necessarily trying to just one-shot them. We can play, a little bit of a longer game, get Chainwhirler, get Call of a Death Dweller going, and things like that. So I really hate that it's only 2 lands. I'm gonna mulligan. This hand just needs too much. If I had a Gempalm or maybe a Prospector, or already had the Mux rolled up, or a Call of the Dwellers, this hand's just too slow. So I'm mulligan. Ugh. Alright, so we're going to ship probably just the Snoop and the Warchief, honestly, and just rely on Gempalm and Goblin to get us the Mux as soon as possible. As far as 5-card hands go, it's pretty good. And again, Gempalm being able to kill their stuff off of their stuff is pretty awesome. Alright, well now we drew a Snoop, so we're going to play that. Top press land, love it. Just gotta make those land drops, that's all we gotta do. Wily Goblin, sure. Top card, here we go. Give me Goblin. Okay, so they drew a Prospector? That's interesting. Chainwhirler? Agonizing Remorse. Okay. I mean, they drew this Prospector. Unless they were trying to play... No, that doesn't make sense. I guess they can't Mux next turn because they use the treasure. Huh. And we Remorse next turn. Alright, just play the Wily Goblin and... I guess we'll attack first. And play Wily Goblin and say go. I don't know we have any of this. So, a little light on lands here. I mean, if in great peril we can cycle this Gempalm. Prefer to save our Lotus Petal for the Mux, of course. We get to Agonizing Remorse next turn. Alright, they play a Snoop. Top card is Chainwhirler. It's a thing, I guess. I don't hate a block here. There's have Chainwhirler in their hand or whatever available. So yeah, sure. It's kind of a weird attack. Usually you don't trade your 1/1s when you have a Chainwhirler coming. And now we get to Agonizing Remorse them. Top card is a land. Okay. I think we're gonna cycle Gempalm here and draw this land, because making land drops is so important. Just cycle this, kill their Snoop. Draw the land, Agonizing Remorse them. They have their own Gempalm. Alright, that's land 6, so let's move to combat. Any Mux Daddies in there? Nope. Crater Maker, a Wily Goblin. So pretty easy Crater Maker. Alright, rolled up our next turn. They have a Chainwhirler. It has nothing to do, really. And we're going off. Sure. Alrighty. Here he is. Prospector, Chainwhirler. Not the best of all time, but not too bad, you know. So Snoop's not attacking, so... And a Forgotten Cave on top. So, even with a land on top, we're still good to get a Snoop card next turn. Warchief, that plays. Snoop, that plays. Agonizing Remorse. Whatever. We just squad here. Works for me. Suppose they could draw the big Mux and kill us. They have exactly land Mux, but not today. Not today. All right. So on the draw, we're gonna cut these two Chieftains and bring in the Matrons. I think I like our kind of controlling game plan here, like our discard spell. Love our Death Dwellers. I love our minimizing the damage that Chainwhirler can do. Not quite. Not quite. That is much better. Now, I think we ship a land here. Goblin is a mana, and then Muxus is, Chainwhirler is just going to buy so much time, so Gempalm's phenomenal. Great draw. Couldn't ask for a better card than the Goblin Mirror, really. Snoop Gob. Top card, Phyrexian Tower, sure. I'm going to leave Gempalm up here, I think. Top card, Mountain. Okay. Right, we're going to respond to this so they can't play Tower and sack in response. Drew a land. Excellent. They play Tower. We get to Whirler away the Wily Goblin. So they can't Mux us next turn. Goblin Warchief. Skirk Prospector. Fortunately, not enough mana to Matron and get a Gempalm. So if they get they got the Mux next turn, there's not much we can really do about it. We haven't drawn a discard spell, obviously. They probably got it. We could sack our entire board to Prospector to Gempalm. It feels awful, though, so... Top card is a Wily Goblin. Oh, that's pretty good. And Snoop, sure. I'm going to leave the Chainwhirler back on D, I think. We're not going to play our Prospector, because we're wasting a mana. So we can play our own Mux next turn. We're just going to not die, basically. That's the goal here. Don't even got to sack nothing for their Mux, so looks like they're doing it. Here we go. Alright, so just don't kill me, I guess. That was not too bad. We can deal with that. We'd really like to find a call of a Death Dweller, honestly, but... Yeah, that's a big Mux. Yeah, that's a big block. Unsap. And draw. Top card, Prospector. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess we're just doing it. We're going to leave the Chainwhirler in play, I guess. Because it blocks the best. Alright, here we go. I'd like to get a Chainwhirler of our own here. Oh, what a big brick. Oh my god. We're in trouble, folks. We just bricked really hard. Alright. That's not good. We got a Wily Goblin and a Skirk Prospector. We gotta do better than that. We gotta do better than that. It's like playing a lottery. Whee! So we each want to draw Call of a Death Dweller. Oh my god. And we are at 19, which is like decently safe. I don't, I mean, if it's not Call on top of our deck, I don't know if we, oh my god. Why not sack the Mux for red? What are you doing? What are you doing, opponent? Matron for another Mux. Alright. Come on. Just gotta draw a Death Dweller. Or another Mux, I guess. Just gotta make sure we leave Muxus out, so... Oh my god, dude, everything. Alright. That's pretty aggressive, honestly. Sacking multiple blockers to play Chainwhirler. 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, now we have to block, so... They have another Chainwhirler? No, they don't. Get out of here. Get out of town. Oh, they're Muxing again? And they still didn't sacrifice the Mux. And they brought in a Ruinblaster? What is going on? Such bizarre plays. Alright. I guess. I mean, like, now they're almost out of Muxes. Like, they just chucked everything away. Okay. Can I get a Call of a Death Dweller, please? No, I can get a Phyrexian Tower. Matron. No, we're pretty far from Matron for another Mux. We can just like chill. I mean, they've already been through what? 1 Mux, 1 Chainwhirler, 2 Mux, 2 Chainwhirler, 3 Mux and 2 Chainwhirlers are accounted for. Then they have 1 card left. We can just like Snoop and Matron for Mux and just say go. There's a Blood Crypt. I think I actively don't want to cast Prospector because they have another Chainwhirler. Alright, Mux it up. Top card is Dragonskull Summit. It's fine. Alright, just say go. I mean... see what they do here. Like, they've kind of burned like all their resources like pretty aggressively. And if we get a Chainwhirler off our Mux, like, they don't got much left. Oh my god, they got another Chainwhirler. Alright. So now we gotta block. I mean, Mux is blocking. I guess Snoop is blocking too, so. If we win this game, I'm gonna be pretty impressed. I'm not gonna pat myself on the back or nothing, but... Alright, it's a pretty easy block here, because we're playing a new Mux anyway. Pretty conservative attack. I mean, like, we're at 9. We have a Warchief, or we have a Warchief. So if I play Warchief, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can Warchief and Mux to guarantee a Warchief attack. The problem, of course, is that then we have to sacrifice some stuff. We can just do this, honestly. Like, this guarantees a Warchief, so sure. I want a Chainwhirler here. We did not get it. We got another thing and another Warchief on top. Okay. I mean, we're just like we're gonna keep playing cards so we have to call it Death Dweller win the game, right? None of our attacks are particularly great. Agonizing Remorse, not so good. But sure, just say go here. I mean, if they draw the 4th Chainwhirler, we've insulated ourselves against it pretty well, so. Remorse is obviously a terrible draw, but I guess we like could have sent our Mux in there. You would just block with the Ruinblaster probably. Just like we're drawing the call of a Death Dweller, and they are not. We also have more Muxes in our deck because they only have 1 left. Because they've been using them so crazy like. Oh, what a sick draw. Alright. That's pretty bad. We might be out of outs now because we can't draw a call in the next like two turns. We would need Gempalm's in play. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Pretty sick draw there. Opponent's kind of going nuts here. Yeah, it's big. We got it. Top card's another Warchief. And a Blood Crypt. Yeah, I think we're dead. You know, in theory, our plan should go over the top of Krenko in the mirror, but not when we don't have it yet. So we've been through almost half our deck and have not seen a call yet. And we are quickly running out of time. I think we're probably just dead this turn, actually. Yeah, we're just dead as a doornail, obviously. Alright, well, they got us. I mean, I think our deck is definitely better tuned for the mirror. We just kind of, like, didn't draw the cards that mattered when they mattered. We drew Remorse when they already cast 3 Muxuses. We drew 0 calls. So, that's fine. I'll take it. So, 5-2 overall. Only losing the mirror, and then losing to Boggles. And this deck's just busted, honestly. Deck's absurdly good. Muxus is just a broken Magic card. It should not have been printed the way it is. Basically, every set they're going to ban a card because they just can't print a card that's not ridiculously stupid. But, hey, at least it's the Goblin. At least we're having fun with it, right? So, Muxus, Goblin, Grandee. Hop on the ladder, play some Historic. This deck is really, really good. So, that's it for me. Of course, check out CoolStuffInc.com. Check out the companion article to this video. And, yeah, promo code Jim5, 5% off your order. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. I'm Jim Davis. This has been a Monday, not a Mog Monday, just a regular Monday here on CoolStuffInc.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.